Good morning, Ratman. I'm the Hunted Corgi, and joining me is my co-host, the Hunter Che. And today we're entering the rural
Pew,
forests of
pew, pew,
Georgia.
pew, pew.
And before we get started, this video was sponsored by the North Georgian rats because South Georgia is ratsist. That's a little joke there for anyone who's aware. I barely am. I just
Pew,
skimmed over
pew,
the
pew,
laziest
pew,
joke.
pew, pew.
What's with the pew pew pews?
You said hunter. I got a guns. Pew, 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 pew.
I thought you were just in a cowboy mood.
Nope.
Cowboy in the city. So, this episode is, well, actually, this SCP is another one by one of my favorite SCP writers, DJ
Kaktus.
Kaktus. Yes, we previously referenced him in, I believe it was the Beacon. No, was it the Beacon or was it Oh Death?
Oh, death.
Yes. Love his work. Very excellent. And this specific SCP is one that.
Sorry. I'm laughing because my wife just posted in our general Discord chat. I just hear Che going pew, 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 pew. This is correct. My door is closed and everything.
But this SCP is kind of a. Are you familiar with the one where it's like you get a blue key and you unlock
No.
a door? And there's an SCP that's like you find
I'm
a blue key,
familiar with
you unlock any
Doorman,
door.
the comic book character who can teleport anyone into the next room over.
Where the fuck is that one from?
Great Lakes Avengers.
Anyway, back to the actual episode.
Yep.
So, this SCP is called Jasper's Hill, and for anyone who's familiar with, I'd say, was it 2010 sort of era of horror? There used to be a trope like of ghost vehicles. At least I think so. I used to see it in a bunch of like. Point is, deep within Georgia is a dirt road, and when you pull onto that dirt road, you end up entering Jasper's Hill. It's a long stretch of road bordered by forest on either side, and the terrain is insanely difficult. It's very hilly, very randomly up, down. Like, honestly, if I had to describe it, from my personal interpretation, is fucking Green Hills, the Sonic Zone. Just confusing layout, except instead of being a whimsical little speedy hedgehog, you're instead being chased by a madman in a... And I don't know why this is relevant, but they specifically outlined the car. A white late 1980s Chevrolet Blazer on a lifted suspension.
I don't know what those words mean.
Me neither. All I know is that that's what the car looks like, and it's driven by a dude, presumably Jasper, of Jasper's Hill. And what I love about this one is to enter the SCP, you can only drive on that dirt road. You can't come in with a fucking airplane, and then as soon as you see that goddamn car, you just mow it down. No, instead, I think it's specifically you have to drive there, or maybe you can hike there. I'm not too sure. Anyway, this road's long section of clear-cut hills has power line stanchions, which I found out that word fucking by miracle, because apparently that's what a power line pole is. Well, the complicated ones, not the regular sticky ones. I'm excellent at talking.
Yep.
And, sorry.
What was the car brand again?
Chevrolet Blazer.
Chevrolet Blazer.
Specifically white late 1980s.
I'm just more trying to find out what the Chevrolet Blazer Holden variant is.
You get very easily sidetracked when I do these SCP videos.
You just started talking about fucking...
It's specifically
Chevrolet.
listed.
Yeah.
It's a key point.
Seems like there isn't a Holden variant of a Chevrolet Blazer. I definitely recognize these cars from general media, though.
Anyway, the existence of this SCP ended up becoming a folktale in the region of where it's located, and they just decided, yeah, we're going to use this to scare the shit out of our children by saying that the children who enter the woods and get lost end up getting stalked and then hanged upside down on, well, I don't think it says specifically on power lines, but they pretty much get hung upside down, which fucked. thing to tell a kid. Yeah, don't go into the woods, because if you go into the woods, you're gonna get fucking hung, man. Hanged. Hung is past tense. God, I hate English. There was a report.
What? Hunged and hanged are two different things.
Barely. Before the SCP was officially discovered, or rather the catalyst for the SCP being discovered, was a survivor being found about nearly 2 kilometers away from the entrance in a severe state of shock. And when paramedics or passing vehicles went by, he would freak out at seeing the headlights, thinking he was still being pursued by Jasper. And so, what does the SCP Foundation do? They come in. They want to see what the fuck is going on here. And now let's get to the part where I can actually start to make sense. That's right, it's exploration log time. Do our fans even like this stuff? Comment below. Do you like my SCP videos? If you don't, totally understand. If you do,
it's better than having nothing. The alternative is nothing. Nothing for
Corgi's
4
videos,
weeks.
It's better
5,
than nothing.
6 weeks of silence as
You are so encouraging. Like, honestly, when I'm with you, my confidence is at an all-time high, and I feel like I could kill the world. Just so amazing at it.
We do get comments of people liking your videos.
Yeah, though I will apologize for the last one, specifically Chippery Mine. I apologize for that voice, but I will also preemptively apologize for the upcoming voices.
Yeah, I was supposed, just an aside, I was supposed to do a video this week. I just got really busy. We had an election, and I work, it's a sort of it's not a volunteer, but like you have to be like, hey, I will work the election. And I've done it in the past, which means that they specifically ask me to do it when there's elections, because they like having people who already know how to do it. So I worked the election, which is working 14 hours straight. It's not it's on a Saturday. I was very tired, and then it was just like, oh, I gotta get this finished, and I just kind of hit like a mental wall of just like, I don't think I'm finishing this in time.
Another reason this video is coming out is because on Wednesday, today is Monday, as of filming this.
Oh yeah, you're getting your teeth ripped out again.
Yeah, I'm getting another tooth pulled out. Seriously, kids, brush your teeth. It's not fun. It's so not fun.
I feel like most people don't need the advice to brush their teeth because they already do it. I feel like that's just a you problem. That was you being like, nah, I'm better than tooth decay. I'm definitely not going to eat things that don't cause tooth decay. I'm only going to drink chocolate milk and fucking carbonated drinks. That's the only things I'm going to drink. I'm never going to touch water.
I did touch water for the first few days, and then I got back on the soda.
Stop drinking soda.
Anyway, as I was saying, before we get into the first exploration log, it does come with a note attached, and I will read that verbatim. The following is the audio transcript of an exploratory attempt within SCP-3785 by 3 members of MTF D15 County Line, D15 Teta, Jackknife, and Norse. Teta? I think it's Teta.
You know D15 is dis.
You disappoint me every day. The purpose of their mission was to ascertain the location of and recover 11 missing individuals. As prior, there were 12 missing people, one of which was the traumatized kid who freaked out whenever he saw a headlight like a fucking deer. Just double checking things. Alright, Che, this is a note for you first. Jackknife appears in the other exploration log as well, just so you know. And here we
I should really start thinking before we do these episodes what fucking voice. Instead of just being like, you're like, and now do the voice, and I go, oh. Oh yeah, that is part of my job, isn't it?
Do the funny voice, man. Come on.
Say the line, Bart.
You nice shot.
No, the line is I didn't do it.
I need to re-binge.
You don't.
Yes, I do.
So many other things that you should watch.
You're starting us off, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Begin log.
Alright, y'all. Let's go.
It's getting dark in here.
Yeah, come on. I can confirm it's starting to get dark. Not like we got too much tree cover, but like it's just nighttime. Can you confirm the time?
Copy that, Teeter. It is currently 14:05 hours, local time.
That's what I thought. Way too dark for this time of day.
Team continues on for an additional 2 kilometers before reaching the opening into SCP-3785.
You guys hear that?
Yeah, that's freaky. It's real quiet in here. All we can hear is the wind and the occasional bird.
Bring shame. And it's really fucking dark.
Copy that, team. Proceed with caution. Team activates their shoulder-mounted lights and proceed north across the clearing.
Command! Status report! I just wanted to be established because this is an audio podcast. Every single time I read Tita's lines, I turn my fingers into little finger guns and I swing them around wildly as I say my lines.
I just think of Prospector
And
Pete.
I'm like pushing my thumbs down as I say it, like the hammer's
Pew,
going
pew,
down,
pew,
and I'm
pew.
just like firing guns into the air every single time I do the lines. I'm doing that.
Copy, Tita.
We're in some big clearing here. Like, you see that we got that's getting way too shaggy. Like, you see that they've got power lines strung, only there are trees on this end. And it's hard to make out what's much farther north than we are. There are stars in the sky, but they're pretty dim. And, not any I'm familiar with. We can see some really faint lights up ahead too, and a lot of hills. Some rough dirt tracks. Nothing particularly unusual right now. Bracket, close, pauses, close bracket. Wish we'd brought some vehicles though. Gonna be hard getting around here.
That accent went through so many evolutions, it's scientifically viable to be a Digimon. Copy, Tita. Continue on as far as you can safely, and return when you feel you can't advance any further.
Copy that.
Team continues on for a short time. Oh, look over here. Footprints. Probably a few different sets. Think these are our missing kids?
Hard to say. Looks pretty fresh though. Bracket, pauses, close bracket. Huh. Check that out. What? That sign. Pew, pew, pew.
Command, he's shooting the fucking sign. Yeah, command, we've got a sign here that says Jasper's Hill, and it's got an arrow pointing north on it. Copy that, Norse. Anything else unusual where you are? Negative. Looks pretty clear. Copy. Carry on. Team continues north, passing several other similar signs and what appears to be small campsites and remnants of fires at the tops of hills. On the top of a particularly tall hill, the team pauses.
What do you see out there?
Where?
Yeah, way over there. Is that a car? Sorta looks like it, doesn't it? It's not moving very fast. Bracket, pauses, close bracket. Command! The landscape here is getting pretty unusual. The hill we're on top of is taller than it should be, and it drops pretty dramatically past here. I can see shit. Maybe half a dozen other usually large hills past here, and past that, maybe 3 or 4 clicks out, there are some headlights. They're just sort of creeping along out there.
They stopped.
So, I think we're gonna need to start to backtrack, see if there are any side roads away from here, or, hang on, look.
Command, those lights just flashed at us. It's turning. It's coming towards us. Copy that. How far away is this vehicle?
Sorta hard to judge. Landscape's getting real strange past this point. I think it's pretty far away. It's bracket, pauses, close bracket. The bird noise. It stopped. There's something else there now.
What is it?
It's like a person making cat noises. Like, oh my god. Like, mirror, mirror.
That's how it was written.
For the record, they spelled meow as MERW. So it's meow.
Murr. This was not mine. Just a preface, so that I can really digest things, I usually write them out as a script. Like, just write them out verbatim. So this isn't my spelling error. This is straight up just how it was in the article.
It's like a person making cat noises. It's like meow meow. Just over and over again. I don't know where it's coming from.
Copy that, Tita. Go ahead and head back. We're going to see about getting you some vehicles before trying this again.
Affirmative. Thank God, my feet are fucking killing me.
Team proceeds to head back towards the access point. Tita, over here. There's something by this tree.
Yeah?
Go again. That peaked.
Yeah?
Fuck.
Hold up. 1/3 time. Yeehaw!
That'll do. Anytime he says yeah, you have to yeehaw. That's just canon now.
Nope.
It's a cell phone.
Huh. Yeah. Go ahead and grab that. We'll let the lab process it. Brackets. Pauses. Close brackets. Anyone seen those lights in a while? Not since we came back from that ridge. That weird cat sound is gone though.
Yeah, finally.
Hang tight. I can hear something else. You hear that? What is that? I don't know, honestly. It's really weird. It's like I can just make it out. Yeah, that's weird. It's like it's really close to us, but I can barely hear it. It's muffled. Sort of like a lot of...
Oh, fuck. Look up there.
Oh my god. What? Shit! The headlights! Run! Turn off your lights! Run!
Tita, what is it?
For the record, it says heavy breathing a bunch, so it's just not me being shit. This is part of it. That noise! The power lines! They're on the power lines! The kids were looking for them. They're hung upside down above. It's right behind us. Sorry, during that, oh, my wife just sent a message. Now he's breathing like a monkey.
You sounded like an asthmatic monkey. That's my favorite so far. Just...
Alright, do your fucking line.
Sorry. Copy. We have an extraction team ready at the access point. Tita, do you read us? Please don't read this in close brackets. Just like try and what's the word? Foley it. Like with your
Okay.
Oh, this is my favorite episode so far.
And it'll get 30 views. Woo! Fuck!
D15 team, do you copy? Silence. Do you copy? A short time passes in silence as Command attempts to re-establish communications with the D15 team.
Ugh, had to yawn. Come on! We're almost there!
D15, do you copy? Command? We read you. What happened? It hit Jackknife and drove us into the woods. We heard a voice as it came near us. He was talking to us, but we didn't think it could see us. It's gone back over the ridge now, and I can't see it. Jack! Jack! Repeat, Jackknife is MIA.
Affirmative, Command. I think we found the missing subjects, too. But, pauses, I don't think they're recoverable. We need to get Jack. We'll stay here until...
Negative, Tita. Proceed to the extraction point. Let's get you out of there. We'll get another team in to recover Jackknife. Remaining members of D15 team are successfully recovered at the access point. Remaining team members are in good health, aside from minor scrapes and bruises and signs of stress. The cell phone discovered by the D15 team is confirmed to have belonged to one of the missing individuals, and information recovered from the device is available below. By which she means later on. End log. Now on to... Sorry, I just...
So heavy breathing.
It's just so funny to me. Because I can so viscerally just, like, imagine a cartoon just... Oh, God. Onto the second exploration log, this time focusing around a new MTF team, Atlanta 9 Dirty Birds. The team was prepared to extract the D15 team and then sent in to try and find Jackknife. The team consists of 3 members, ATL 9 Sherman, Diego, and Junipero. Begin log.
We have reached the clearing. No, mine's worse. Man, I can usually do one. Hold up.
Go for your word.
Bro.
Go for your word.
Oh, bro. We have reached the clearing.
Yeah, that is better. Roger. Jackknife's locator is reading a distance of 400 meters. Be aware of the hostile, unidentified entity that attacked the D15 team.
Oh, bro. Roger. Let's go.
ATL-9 team proceeds forward quickly, following the trail identified by D15 Tedder. From Diego's shoulder-mounted camera, dim stars are visible in the sky above. In the distance, engine sounds can be faintly heard. Jack! Jack, can you hear us, buddy? We're coming to get you! Is that it?
Let me try that one again and close my mouth more.
Extraction team, be advised we are receiving communications from Jackknife.
Oh, Roger.
The team continues forward for several more minutes. As they come over a large hill, the power line stanchions become visible. Strung across the high-tension lines are numerous figures, bound in ropes, hanging upside down by nooses from the lines. The majority of the figures are unmoving. One figure is struggling violently. At the base of the stanchion is SCP-3785-1, the truck and its driver.
Oh, fuck. All right. We got to get up that tower. No, that's become South African. Oh, bro. Fuck. All right. We need to get up that tower. I'm still going South African with it. Fuck it. We're just going somewhere. We're going places.
It's okay. Sherman is South African, New Zealand.
Yeah. Bro, I'm gonna lead the truck away. You two get up to the tower and recover Jackknife. Then we'll rendezvous back to the extraction point. Give me the heads up as soon as you've got him out. Oh, because, bro, I'm going to book it out of here. That went somewhere. Hold up.
Lo tienes, joder.
ATL-9 Sherman separates from the group. Following the crest of the hill, he moves further away from the stanchion and SCP-3785-1. As soon as ATL-9 Diego and Junipero are in position, ATL-9 Sherman lights a flare. And I'm so glad you chose a Kiwi accent for this next line.
Oh, bro, over here, you cocksucker.
Perfect. There is the sound of distorted laughter and high-pitched screeching as SCP-3785-1's engine revs loudly, and the entity moves away from the stanchion and towards ATL-9 Sherman. As soon as the entity is over the hill, ATL-9 Diego and Junipero move toward the stanchion and begin to scale it. As they do, the writhing figure wrapped in rope and caught in a noose above becomes more animated. In the brief instance it is visible on Diego's camera, the eyes of D15 Jackknife are visible, though the rest of his face is obscured by rope. As the two men climb, more of the surrounding area becomes visible. From their vantage point, the world beneath them is a single line of clearing and similar power lines amidst a world covered in dark forest. The sky above them, still black and dotted with dim stars, appear to shimmer somewhat. Further away, the ground appears extremely distorted and twisted, looping up on itself and twisting over in ways that do not conform with standard geometry. Eventually, both ATL-9 Diego and Junipero reach the top of the stanchion. Using a rope to secure himself, Junipero sidles out towards Jackknife. Hang on, Jack. Give me just a second to pursue this, and we'll be out of here. Junipero produces a serrated knife and begins to saw at the length of rope. From Diego's point of view, Jackknife appears to be watching Junipero intently. Below, the sound of an engine revving can be heard in the trees, followed shortly afterwards by a small explosion, later determined to be a grenade thrown by ATL-9 Sherman. Suddenly, there is a low rumbling sound with no apparent source. The power lines shake, causing Junipero to halt progress momentarily in order to maintain his grip on the line. After the rumbling ceases, Junipero continues sawing. Hang on, I've almost got... As ATL-9 Junipero saws through the last fibers of the rope, the noose and bindings come loose from Jackknife. The agent coughs and reaches out towards Junipero, but begins to fall upwards, away from the lines.
Mierda!
Jesus Christ! Diego! ATL-9 Diego readies another length of rope and throws it towards Jackknife, missing him by a meter. The low rumbling sound is heard again, this time mixed with more distorted laughter from below them, as Jackknife continues to fall upwards.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! No, I said holy shit too many times. We'll take that again. Holy shit! Holy shit! Help! Fuck! Help! Somebody! Please! Fuck! Help!
Jackknife continues to ascend. From below, the distorted laughter grows louder and is cut by a shrill, piercing sound that is vaguely feline in nature. The low
Meow meow!
The low rumbling begins to pulse. Diego, what do we do?
Maldita sea.
Holy shit, you guys! Holy shit! I can't! Oh.
Above the two men on the power line, the dim stars in the sky begin to change. They grow slightly brighter and twist in on themselves, revealing many thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of large, vaguely octopoid eyes that stretch from horizon to horizon. Jackknife is seen twisting around to face the sky. Jack!
It's everywhere.
Jackknife is cut short as his body distends dramatically. As it does, the eyes in the sky glow a dark red, and then Jackknife's body comes apart suddenly. The remaining viscera continues to ascend into the sky. After a short time, the low rumbling sound subsides, as does the distorted laughter from below.
Oh, it's also me.
Yeah,
Bro. June, Diego, do you copy? Have you recovered Jackknife? The entity in the truck has disappeared into the woods.
Recibido. Perdimos a Jackknife. Continúa hasta el punto de encuentro. Nos vemos ahí.
All members of ATL-9 team recovered from within SCP-3785. Due to the hazardous conditions within SCP-3785, further manned exploration is temporarily restricted. The nature of the entity observed in the sky above SCP-3785 is unknown, and log. Ow, fuck, I just pinched my fucking hand putting my iPad back on the magnet. Ow.
Well done.
Now, I hope Che has been putting in some of the images from the SCP article in there as well. Just in the background.
Now.
Yeah, just pop them in the background at your discretion during certain scenes. Oh, God, sorry, I have to rub my eye. Have to rub my octopoid eye. And now we're on to a little bit of a more lax one. A lax side. It's recovered cell phone data. A lot of these aren't really too important, just providing context to other people who have disappeared onto the SCP. And it shows that if you show up to the SCP with a truck, of course, the SCP-3785-1 entity will try to destroy that truck and force you onto your feet, because that way he can easily catch you and rope mummy you. But the one I do want to cover is the ID number 3785.AV.16. That would be the last one. Its document type is video, and the length is 23 minutes. Thankfully, not in reality, as it has been summarized. Oh, sorry. I lost my breath from laughing.
I lost my breath from going.
Just like Alright. I will read this bit verbatim. Camera light activates and camera is close to the ground. As the camera pans up, the face of the camera person is briefly visible but cannot be made out. The camera person moves slowly down a dirt trail for a short distance before coming out into the clearing again. Illuminated by moonlight only, a severely distorted landscape can be seen, which appears to be a canyon of impossible geological features, crisscrossed by dirt roads that at some point twist and turn upside down in a non-Euclidean fashion. The camera moves along the top of a very steep wall of the canyon and looks down below. No bottom is visible, but several indistinct lights can be seen moving slowly in the darkness. Suddenly, there is the short but distinct sound of a loud engine rev, and the camera jerks to the right, where an impossibly large hill is visible in the distance, in the darkness. I need better lungs. Somehow, despite the hill seeming to be larger than the entirety of SCP-3785, its entire face is visible to the camera. On top of the hill, a single pair of bright headlights sits motionless, while a fire burns nearby. Down the hill, a single humanoid figure slowly drags two other humanoid figures towards a series of nooses. The standing figure then positions the two prone figures into the nooses by their necks, and the engine revs again. As the headlights at the top of the hill begin to back away, the two prone figures begin to rise slowly. As they rise, they begin to invert and hang up instead of down. Footnote 1. It's as if the local gravity were reversed, that this is likely due to the non-standard nature of the space within SCP-3785. So, as you said earlier, I don't know if it was during the recording, but pretty much anti-gravity. Yes, but no, but yes. The forms can be seen writhing and struggling. The headlights back out of view, and the individuals, now hanging upside down, continue to rise until they are above the power lines. The camera pans across to see dozens of other figures at first, and then potentially hundreds, all hanging upside down above the power lines. A male voice can be heard across the expanse of the hill, heavily distorted but clearly laughing and speaking rapidly and incoherently. The camera pans back towards the humanoid figure on the hill, which is now looking up towards the hanging figures. There is a low rumbling noise and something happens in the sky, just off screen. Suddenly, the figure jerks and looks towards the camera. The camera pulls away quickly and the light goes out. For the next 15 minutes of video, the only sounds that can be heard are the short, heavy breaths of the camera person, the same low pulsing sound, and the intermittent screaming of the humanoid figure. So basically, you just enter a place where you get hunted by this weird redneck in a truck, and when he catches you, he feeds you to the sky people. Which...
Nice. I love sky people.
I mean, hey, sky people gotta eat.
Sky people
Just
live
like
in sky,
people.
look like people.
So what did you think of the SCP, Che?
I liked the sky thing. That was cool.
Oh, how Jackknife got basically...
No, not that. It was just like the lights are eyes. I'm like, oh, that's neat. I like that.
Yeah.
The rest of it, eh.
The reason I enjoy this one...
I also, so like, in my head, like, because they're like, oh, the car's coming from random places and blah, 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 blah. There's always the headlights, there's always the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in my head, how I was visualizing it was the car was not traveling across the ground, but more so driving in a direct line. But like could also just like drive up into the sky. So I'm just thinking like, you know, they're not just like sitting there and a car comes from the left, but instead the car descends from the sky driving down at them and they're like, oh shit, a car. It was supposed to be like this dark, and the entire time I'm just thinking of this car just driving through the sky. Yeah, just the idea of this car just coming out of nowhere, being like, surprise, I've descended from the heavens. Woo!
I liked how the catalyst for, you know, having your gravity inverted seems to be the noose. Like, the noose is just basically like turning a wheel, and then all of a sudden, whoop, up you go.
That we know about. It could alternatively just being like, the hunter just bitch slaps you and then just like, anti-grav.
Anti-slap.
Just imagine you're in a fight with someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like you're like squaring up to punch them, and then they just quickly slap you across the face, and then you just start floating up into the sky, and you're like, shit, I didn't foresee this fight going this way.
It's like being slapped by Uravity from My Hero, and she just doesn't like release you, so you're just floating up. You're like, hey, Uraka, I said I was sorry, and you're just in the atmosphere.
It's been a while since I watched that. Doesn't she have to? Don't you just like float rather than like float upwards? You just have to sort of like lose gravity rather than just like.
I think so, yeah.
Gravity is reversed.
It's been a while since I last saw it too, but yeah, she has to do this like hand touchy thing.
Yeah, I remember she has to do the hands. But like, anyway, talking about fucking anime that we haven't watched since 2019.
Oh god, has it been that long?
I don't know. I don't know when I last watched it, but Wouldn't have been 2019. Would have been, because I lived in my current place. Would have been 2021, round about 2020. When I
Pandemic.
last watched an episode. Yeah. Not much of a pandemic for me, but yeah.
Well,
Right.
and that is pretty much the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, haunted truck and Che's amazing coughing. Amazing heavy breathing, sorry.
Pew 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 pew. That's gonna peak the mic.
Cowboy in the city.
So, yeah. Before we close, next, I'm gonna stop telling you guys what next week is going to be because it keeps not being what I said. But next week should be a me episode. We should be back to Warhammer. Hopefully, we'll be back to Warhammer for a while from then. Because
You're just
was a
like
bad
my
week.
dad. You were just
it was
like
a very,
my dad making commitments.
it was a very, very, very busy week, and that episode is mostly written. It just needs to be finished. It almost was finished today, but it wasn't, so it should be done by next week, and then we'll be doing some fun stuff. I think I said last week it'll be Votan. It's not. It's not Votan. I got sidetracked doing a different thing, but it'll be very fun, and then we'll be back with probably Votan. And then I'm just going to stop telling. After that, I'm going to stop saying what the next week is. I'm just going to not do that anymore.
And if it turns out he was lying, perhaps the next episode will be him and his falsetto voice. Because I have an excellent SCP.
Right. I don't know what falsetto means. Like, I know it's like people are like, oh, tenor, falsetto, other like
Falsetto is basically just high pitched.
tonal ranges with like singing voice, and it's just like these words mean nothing to me.
You know, Teenage Dirtbag by Weedus?
Yeah. Teenage dirtbag, baby.
Yeah, when the singer does the girl part, that's pretty much falsetto. Just a teenage dirtbag. Anyway.
Anyway.
Don't forget to like,
What an
subscribe, comment. Just do whatever feels right to you.
I
Except if you
feel
dislike it, I will hunt you down.
So many, like, my episodes, I've written an ending into them. So when I'm reading the script, the ending's there, but you don't write an ending because you don't write scripts. So when we get to your ending, it's like the equivalent of sprinting full force into a brick wall. It's just sort of like, and we're going, goodbye.
That sounds exactly like our friendship. I am constantly running into a brick wall, and you were just watching like, Jesus fucking Christ, there's a door. You know there's a door, right?
Burned into my brain, right? The Ultimate Spider-Man, original Ultimate Spider-Man Bendis is run during the original 161, the 1610 universe Ultimate Spider-Man, right? Mm-hmm. When Uncle Ben dies, Peter finds out Uncle Ben dies, he sprints full force into a wall, and then is burned into my brain as being really stupid and just like funny at a moment that really shouldn't be funny.
Wait, why did he run into a fucking wall?
I don't know. To this day, I do not know. He sprints full force into a fucking wall.
I'm grieving. Thump.
Editing room chair here. So I'm looking at the panels, right? And from the perspective, he's actually running into the other room. However, because they've made the room lighting the same beige as the wall behind him, and then have the red mark around his head, it does just look like he's sprinting full force into a wall, which is why I've thought that's what he's been doing for at least 16 years. Possibly longer. But I think he is just sprinting into the next room. I think that's how it's supposed to be framed. It just looks like he's just fucking juggernauting his face into a wall. I'll find it. I'll put it in the video. I might have to go track down the actual fucking issue and just put it. But yeah, he sprints full force into a wall, and I think about that semi-frequently. Like whenever Uncle Ben's death comes up, visually in my head, I visualize Peter sprinting into a wall. Because I grew up reading Ultimate Spider-Man, so that wall sprinting is just in there.
Sounds like some Moon Knight core shit.
Yeah, not even close, but I too like referencing things I don't know. Bodied. Get walled. Run into a wall, loser.
I'll kill you. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye. You're supposed to say bye a second time.
Oh god, bye.
The enemies are coming. They're coming, guys. Something like that is basically what I was doing the entire time. Oh, because bro, I'm going to book it out of here. That went somewhere. Hold up. Tú puedes con esto.
Are you just gonna read Diego's lines in Spanish?
Yes.
Alright, go again.
Oh my god, I just changed it. Tú puedes con esto.
¿Tú puedes con esto?
Something like that. Merda.
That is French.
It's also Spanish. They're both Romance languages.
Alright.
This doesn't sound right, but maldita sí.
Maldita sí.
Recibido. Tímenos jackknife. Continuem hasta el punto de encontrero. Nos vemos ali.
Lo siento to all the Spanish speakers out there. All members.
One of my friends is a Spanish speaker. I'll see if I can get her to do Diego's lines.
That would be great.
They're specifically a joke team, made up of useless fucking superheroes. And guess who is a recurring member of the Great Lakes Avengers?
Kite Man.
No, wrong. That's DC. Squirrel Girl. It's like the only thing that she did between her creation and then when they just went, what if we just did Squirrel Girl again? She was just a member of the Great Lakes Avengers for a while. They're also technically called the GLA because they call themselves the Great Lakes Avengers, and then they got cease and desist from the Avengers, so they're just called the GLA. I think they tried to call themselves the X-Men also, and then they got again cease and desisted.
God, I would love to see that. Just you've got Matt Murdock sitting at a desk, like sitting across from fucking Squirrel Girl, being like, "No, you can't say that. No, you can't call it that either." They're just.
Well, they were called the Great Lakes Avengers before Squirrel Girl joined. They also have one of my favorite characters, a guy called Mr. Immortal, and he's
Mr. Immortal. He was in She-Hulk. He's the dude that just fucking locks himself out of the window and then it's just like.
He's very different. Like he's similar, but it's the same concept, but very different in the comics. In the comics,
he's not pretending to kill himself.
No, he's just he is again just a regular guy, and his superpower is that he can't die, but he's just on a team. Like he actually has like a superhero suit and like gets into fights, and he is just a regular guy. But he also like if he gets wounded, it takes the normal amount of time for that to like injury to heal. So if he breaks his arm's just broken for like a month.
Oh.
Or he could just jump to his death and instantly regenerate it. It's just like he just has to die every single time he gets a minor wound because it's quicker to just die and regenerate. It's also established that he will be the last living thing in the universe when it ends. When the universe ends and the next universe starts, he will be the last living thing.
That sucks.
The secrets of the universe will be revealed onto him. And then he is basically going to fulfill the role in the next universe what Galactus fulfills in this universe.
So, essentially, what if it literally is just Galactus?
Yeah, so Galactus is the last survivor of the previous universe, technically the previous multiverse. So Galactus was the survivor of the sixth iteration of the multiverse. Then we had the 7th iteration of the multiverse, and then during Secret Wars that got shuttered and ended, and then the 8th iteration of the multiverse started, who is technically the same multiverse. So the multiverse was represented by infinity and eternity, and now the 7th multiverse is represented by infinity, and the 8th is represented by eternity.
Okay, but here's the real question. How the hell did he get a daughter? Is she from the last universe too, or did he just like...
Galactus non-canon.
Oh, okay, that
So
does make sense.
Galacta canonically doesn't exist. It's complicated. So Galactus kind of exists in all universes and all at once. So technically, because Galacta does exist in one universe, she does exist. But she is specifically basically a parasite. Is how best
I was gonna say kind
she
of like
could be
America
described.
Chavez.
She is a psychic entity that parasitically connected itself to him and then formulated a
Oh,
body.
just
And
like
then,
Squirrel Girl.
yeah, it's sort of described as like a cosmic tapeworm. And then she also thinks
You
that
hear
she
that,
has a
everybody?
cosmic tapeworm. And then Galactus is like, no, that's just how you were created. And she's like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. And she has like a really like crazy like the sort of like unhinged tsundere sort of face, and then that comic ends, and that was it. She was only in that comic.
I can't wait
It-
to see her appear in
when,
next.
when I saw
Fantastic Four.
Galactus, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the Marvel Rivals trailer the first time and Galactus shows up, I'm like, huh? That is certainly a character to draw from. That is an insane pull. A character that appeared in a single non-canon comic book, which I think was during like the Infinity like comic
Saga?
runs that they were doing. It was a wild character to just pull. There we
No,
go.
but you know what blows my mind? The fact that it works.
Yeah.
Like in the Marvel Rivals comics,
Hold up.
she actually makes sense.
There's her face at the end when she's realizing that she's pregnant.
Why the hell does she look like Guna bait?
I don't fucking know. Anyway,
Like, Jesus Christ, that is an Attack on Titan. Well, Titan fucking face.
2010. Yeah, it wasn't a well-received comic. It was 2010, so it couldn't have been Infinity Comics. I don't know why this comic came into existence. Genuinely. Speaking of, no one told me at all that I misspelt video in end of video content. It's been like that for like 4 months, and no one ever put in a comment. It was like, you've typoed that, right? I didn't know that. I noticed it the other day, and I was like, what? Stupid. Stupid that it's been like that for so long.
No, I am drinking water right now, though.
Unrelated. Again, end of video content. I was fucking reading something, and like sometimes people use different words in different parts of the world for the same thing. And like there are things where people say gas, and it annoys the fuck out of me if they're Australian, or when people go aluminum. It's like
Aluminium?
yeah, it's aluminium, but it's like if you're Australian, shut the fuck up. Don't say aluminum. Don't say gas. Corgi. It's petrol. Just say petrol. But like,
I'm
I also
sorry,
understand.
but when I think of gas, I think of vroom vroom and also go kaboom. I don't think petrol. No, I think petrol as it's a type of gas.
It's petroleum. You're not filling it up with gas, though. What fucking gas are you filling it up with? It's fucking petroleum. It's also not a gas. It's a fucking liquid. You're filling it up with a fucking liquid. It's fucking petrol, not gas. Gas is a fucking... It's air. It's a gas. Gas is gas. You're not powering your car. Like, technically, you're kind of powering your car with a gas because the off gas is fucking getting into the engine and it's catching fire. But it's still, you're not fucking powering it with gas. You're powering it with petroleum. Fucking, it's not
I know
gas.
you're talking, but all I can think of is your poor wife downstairs hearing this and just wondering, okay, is my husband having a stroke or is he talking to Corgi again? And the answer is always both.
But you're being like, it makes sense because like you're filling it with gas. No, it doesn't, because you're filling it with a fucking liquid. We're just gonna be, I gotta go to the service station and fill up my car with liquid. That would be more accurate than saying you're filling it with gas.
Gas station.
Anyway, the point of this is, I don't, when Americans be like, gas, I'm like, nah, yeah, whatever, I move on. I don't, it doesn't annoy me, except when Australians do it, right?
It doesn't annoy me unless Corgi does it. That is the tagline.
It only
of our
annoys me
friendship.
when it's from someone who says petrol, their country says petrol, and then they go gas. And it's like, stop fucking watching TV. Go outside. Meet a human being.
Yeah, give me a few
fucking-
months.
But like,
I need a few months to prepare to speak
You know,
to people.
many different places around the world have different words for things. And sometimes, like, one of them is soft drink, right? We say soft drink. Occasionally, people will say soda. It's one or the other. Very rarely you might get someone say carbonated drinks, which is them just being more very specific, right? Where it's like, oh, it's not just soft drink, but it's also like, you know, sparkling water or whatever, anything that is carbonated. Some Americans say pop, and
Which is weird.
nothing makes me more angry. It's like every single time I'm reading something online and someone's like, yeah, I went and got some pop, it's just like 10d6 psychic damage. Every time. Just fucking roll psychic damage. Like, shut the fuck up. Pop, shut the fuck up.
No. Hang on, there's a worse one actually. There is something worse than pop. Sody.
Some people say sody pop. I've heard that as
No,
well. But
I'm
like,
saying specifically sody. I remember
I
like
feel like
seeing
that's
this
just
clip.
like, I just think that's like old people thing. Like,
No. It's also the 1,000-Pound Sisters. I remember seeing a clip of it. It's like,
You're
I only
talking,
had two
like-
sodies.
You're talking about a thing that I have absolutely no reference to because I don't watch fucking garbage TV.
I don't either. I
you
just saw the clip.
You said 1,000-Pound Sisters, and I'm assuming it's on fucking like Discovery
TLC.
Channel or some shit, and it's just like, look, fat people, point and laugh, children, point and laugh, and it's like, this is what we're doing, huh? Alright, if you
I don't watch that shit
watching-
for that. Are you kidding me?
if you watching say pop, don't. That's all I have to say. Don't use normal words like carbonated drink or soft drink or soda.
Or even Coke.
Look. And I am saying this as someone who, admittedly, in this country, right? I learned maybe when I was 20 that we don't all just call like the swimming wear you wear when you go to the beach or the pool
Bathers.
togs. That's only a Brisbane thing. Other places call them other things, such
We
as
call them
bathers,
bathers.
swimmers, cozies. That's short for swimming costume. Swimming costume. These things make sense if I'm to
No,
be
I'm
completely
sorry.
honest.
Swimming costume. Hold on, my friend. I must get
Yes,
into my
look,
costume.
it's very
What?
old and British. We don't call it swimming costume, but we call it cozies, which comes from swimming costume, which was what we used to call it like 100 fucking years ago when we were old and British.
I'm
but,
so
like-
glad we're not British anymore
Yeah.
in this economy.
But
Blech.
like, admittedly, togs is really fucking weird, and I don't know where togs comes from. You look at all of the other like places in Australia, what we call swimwear, and every single one of them, you're like, I can see where that comes from. Togs is like, huh? That really is just in a field of its own.
Togs
Togs,
sounds like a slur.
yeah, sounds like trogs.
There goes the neighborhood.
Yeah. Anyway, fucking.
End of video content.
Yeah. It was video, I just forgot the I. Video. And the video content. I fixed
It was
it.
me, video.
I don't remember if I fixed. No,
Show some of
it
that
wasn't
later.
fixed in the last episode. But I fixed because it's just a pre-made thing and I drag and drop it in. I fixed that, so all future versions it should be fixed. I fixed the spelling. But anyway.
Allegedly.
That's enough side tangent to get us into the podcast mood. We should
Back
really start
on
off with
track.
the side tangents because it gets us more like animated.
It really
we're, like,
does.
good
Not
to
to mention,
go.
yeah, it's what's the word? It's like a vocal warm up,
Yeah.
except instead of the traditional, butt fart, stupid. It's actually coherent.
fucking no clue
Ish.
what you're talking about. Sometimes you open your mouth and the words that follow don't make a damn bit of sense.
You know what? They don't make sense to me either. But that was a specific reference to Game Grumps.
Okay. A thing I don't watch.
Yeah. Anyway, before we get into this exploration log, it does come with a note, and I will read that verbatim.
Unrelated. Not unrelated, but back to what we were talking about before. When you stayed with us, you watched so much Game Grumps on the TV. The thing is, the TV is logged into my fucking YouTube account, and it took, not gonna lie, months for it to stop recommending Game Grumps videos to me. It was really annoying. It would just autoplay fucking Game Grumps videos. Like I'd watch fucking whatever I watched, some fucking political shit, some news, whatever video essay, or like a very rare, gaming content, because I don't really watch that much anymore. And then it would just be like autoplay Game Grumps, and it's like, cool. I was just watching, Planet America, ABC News show. Thank you now for showing me Game Grumps. These two things are tonally similar. Appreciate it.
Someone's grump.
All right, y'all. Hold up, you're saying y'all, and I want to do
Y'all.
like a sort of vaguely Russian, cause Tita. But all right, y'all. Let's go.
Just Russian cowboy?
No, because he says y'all, so,
Alright, say again.
All right, y'all. Let's go.
He's getting darkeny.
What the fuck was that?
It's because a few lines down North says, yeah, that's freaky, and I just think of Korg.
That was a New Zealand accent you went for?
I think so. It sounded better in my head. Instead, I think I came out like the monster under the bed from fucking Garbage Land. Like,
Have you met a Kiwi? There are many of them in this country. Have you met one of them?
yes.
That's not a very certain yes.
Well, to be fair, I've fucking forgotten everything in the past few years. I don't know why, but your accent just brings one word to mind, and it is not a descriptor.
Thunder
Hearing
Cougar Falcon Bird.
No, the word was salami.
One word. Thunder Cougar Falcon Bird.
Thunder Cougar Falcon Bird.
I think I referenced that yesterday.
I don't think I would have heard that if you did.
Anyway.
Back to a non-satisfying car.
Also, did you say my accent reminds you of salami?
I don't know why that was the only descriptor that... It's not a descriptor. And yet my brain was like, that accent is salami.
But salami
No
isn't
fucking clue.
Greece.
You think I fucking know these things? You think I know anything? Do you know what's inside this head? Cotton candy. Nothing else. It's cotton candy and a fat rat that hops onto a hamster wheel every, 2 hours, runs for a bit, and then gives up and decides to binge eat. Wow, that was too real. Copy that, Ted.
You do know about salami, right? Like the place salami.
There's a place called Salami?
Yeah, it's an island in Greece.
I thought... hold on. Oh, I need to remember the name of a place in Pittsburgh.
Salami?
No, there's a place called Squirrel Hill. Squirrel Hill and Salami are tied for the most absurd place names.
No, I take your words and raise you Moose Factory.
Shut up. Please tell me that's in Canada.
Yes. He's a very, very far north Canada. Moose Factory.
Mate, we need to think of a fucking name for this place. Moose Factory? Yeah, that'll fucking do. What? Put in the comments weird place names. I need to know the weirdest places in the world. Yeah, well, you're also the one who's caught COVID twice.
Yeah, but it was also just like people like, oh man, COVID sucks being trapped in my house. And it's like, yeah.
Oh no, that's
a shame.
Horrible.
I went to a party with 40 people because our state went, hey, what if we just close the borders and don't let anyone in? What if we all just lock down for 1 month. And then we wear masks for 2 months.
No entry.
How many people have caught COVID in this time? In the entire state of 4 million people.
Probably like
It's 400.
Oh yeah.
It's 400 people. Actually, might have been 100. And then they went, all right, you can go out. Probably try social distancing, but like, nah, it's not in the state, so it doesn't really matter.
If you're gonna get sick elsewhere. Just don't bring it back here.
Yeah, yeah. My COVID experience, like during COVID, I went on a road trip.
A road trip?
Yeah, I drove to Rockhampton. I went on holidays and drove to Rockhampton. Just hit like multiple towns for like two
You
two
hit
weeks.
multiple towns?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
I went to Struck Oil. I went to Banana. Banana's named after a cow, by the way.
Is that the place with the giant banana?
No.
Why not?
Because the big banana's in fucking Coffs Harbour.
Oh.
Or near Coffs Harbour. It's in New South Wales. And as I said,
Wait,
I couldn't cross the border. The border was locked. I did end up in Gondawindi, which is on the border. And I'm like, I'm going to go to the border. And they just like looked at the border with all the checkpoints and all of the cops. And you had to have your documentation to get into the border that showed that you were allowed to. And you had to take like COVID tests, like on the spot COVID tests to make sure you weren't bringing it in. It's like,
never
nice.
mind.
This is why I'm allowed to go on holiday. Because New South Wales has gone, what if we don't do this and we all have fucking COVID? We've gone, fuck all y'all. Peace. Anyway, my pandemic experience was very different to everyone else's pandemic experience. My pandemic experience was, things were kind of weird for a couple weeks, wasn't it? And everyone else was just like, everyone is dying and everything sucks. I can't leave the house. I'm afraid of getting deathly ill. And then it's like,
that sucks. Anyway,
I only ran the risk of getting COVID once I had the vaccine. Woo! Because it wasn't until like 70% of the population was vaccinated did the state go, all right, we're going to open the borders. We're going to let some people in. Woo! And then I almost immediately got COVID. It sucked.
What we learn.
If you work in a school, the statistical chance of getting sick goes up very high, which is... Actually, I don't think I was working in a school by that time, but I got sick a lot while I worked at a school.
Yeah, because they don't cover their mouth when they cough and like, oh great, thanks a lot, kid. And the kid's just like,
yeah. Sometimes they just cough in your general direction. Like, they'd be like, there's nothing to my right, or there's a person to my left. I'll cough to my left, and it's like, I hate you.
It's not just the regular cough either. It's the fucking full tongue kind of cough.
Yeah, it's the throaty. It's the and you're just like, why?
I want to beat you up, but I'm legally not allowed to. But you're on thin fucking lines, kid.
This is where we should be allowed to throw rocks at people.
No, not rocks.
Yeah, you just get a tiny little like pebble and you fucking bean it at them. Just go, ow! Like it's and it's not enough to like damage you, but it's enough to hurt. And then just like, why? And it's like, think about it. I think, oh yeah.
Hear me out.
Yeah, that makes sense. To be fair, the kid that usually did that, no, that was a different kid. Never mind. I was gonna say that kid got hit a lot and went, I don't understand why. And it's like, don't you? Because the answer is pretty obvious. But that was a different kid who kept getting punched. And it was just like, what did you learn? And it was like, they just punched me randomly. Like, did they punch you randomly? Or did you go out to them and assault them and then they punched you?
Hear me out.
Do you think you're the reason that you got punched? No.
Hear me out. Pocket sand.
Yeah, pocket sand. Alternatively, pocket rocks. Rock.
Did you say pop rocks? No, pocket rocks. Fuck you.